I'm going to walk you through the topic proposal worksheet and how to do preliminary research to fill it out. And you might just want to start by brainstorming some things that you're interested in. I've had students write papers about ADHD because their child has it. I've had students write papers about pit bulls because they have a pit bull and they're against breed specific legislation that doesn't allow for pit bulls to be bred. People write about things that they've learned about at work. One woman wrote about solitary confinement, another woman wrote about juvenile incarceration because they worked in that field. Students write about things like designer jeans, or we're going to see Jennifer Church's essay about biodiversity and its effect on medicine, which was based on a class that she took. You can consider the news. We talked about Kim Davis last week, which might lead us to gay marriage or whether a government official has the right to refuse to do part of their job for religious reasons. Um, you can look at clips from The Daily Show or watch Saturday Night Live to find some current issues, even. You don't have to just browse a newspaper. There are many ways to find a topic. There are many things that are interesting and debatable. So find something you like that you want to work on for the semester and jot down a few ideas. I'm going to show you how to do the preliminary research in a second. As you do your research, you're going to want to keep track of some keywords because that's going to help you search. Pay attention to these, write them down for future reference. After you've kind of done some preliminary research, you're going to use this to help you do the pre-writing for the essay you're going to write that's your topic proposal. So you need to explain what your topic is, explain why you're interested in the topic. You need to explain why the topic is worthy of debate. So how many people does it affect? What are the consequences? In a second. And you need to be able to explain what's debatable about your topic. If you can't do this, you might need to do a little bit more research or talk to me. So, for my example, some people will think that violent lyrics contribute to domestic violence, while other people will say that many people listen to this music without becoming violent. And finally, the last step is to show that there is enough articles and that there are scholarly articles. So let's get started on the preliminary research. So for that, we need to be in Mustang Cruiser, and we're going to click on this library tab. And what you want to do is, the databases are over here, they're in alphabetical order. If you have any trouble, here are the instructions and here is the help desk. You can also contact Distance Learning. If you're having trouble accessing the library databases, you need to get help for it. I need you to get into the library for your paper. You can't just Google for your paper. You need to use library sources. Okay, so opposing viewpoints is where we're going to start. This is a collection of resources on many different topics. It's designed for people writing research papers. The topics all are debatable. You can go through them and try and figure out what's debatable. And also, three are listed on the homepage. There's many, many more. Really spend some time browsing in here. And I'm just going to click, I'm going to search for domestic violence. You can also search for anything that you're already interested in. And these overviews are really helpful. They also even have a listening feature if you like to listen. So here's some keywords in the first sentence: domestic abuse or intimate partner violence. Some different ways: heterosexual, homosexual couples, children, elderly. And these are all social problems. There are some statistics available here. And again, this would help you explain the significance of the topic. Here's some history, which might give you some background, and different types, which will help you narrow down your topic: physical violence, sexual violence, psychological and emotional violence, causes or effects. You could focus a paper around that. Laws and public policy. What laws do we have? Are the laws we have good enough? And finally, when you're in here, make sure you get the citation. You can also get it over here. You want to make sure that it's MLA. Another place where you can look to narrow down is in the specific articles that are listed. They might give you an idea. Maybe the NFL is what you want to know about. NFL and domestic violence. My hip hop example, I found it here as you can find many specific. Another database which is very similar. Future researchers, here's a draft future report. Here's a list of hot topics in a report, which is always the that'll help you make sure that you're so make sure you cite these because news and and you can search. It's a good thing to do is to, again, do a cross section of the two topics, which will, let me just show you. If you just search for domestic violence, you've got 122,000 articles. So if you throw in hip hop, you've got 1,500. And if you throw in hip hop lyrics, and again, you'll get slightly different results, right, if you change your terms. So what you want to do when you're going through these is make sure 2,000 is more than enough for my paper. You're going to need 8 to 10 sources. 2 of your sources need to be scholarly. So if it says academic journal here, then that's a scholarly article. And you also want to make sure that they're recent. You can narrow this over here. So just kind of read the title, make sure that it's on your topic, right? This is not actually on my topic. Here's another specific focus. You can use this to change your adolescent dating, violence and protection, children. So you need to make sure that there's enough on your actual topic. And you do that kind of by scrolling through and doing a couple different searches. Right, all of these would be useful to me, and many of them are academic journals and they're all recent, so I can go ahead and do me a favor and note that you looked in Academic Search Premier, that you found XYZ number, and that some of them were scholarly. Don't just tell me, yeah, there's a lot. So if you can't answer this question about what's debatable, you need to do some more research to figure out